Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're plunging into a book that's, well, profoundly impacted millions across generations, cultures. It's Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda.
That's right. It really is a cornerstone text for many.
And we're excited to unpack its core message with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. Our mission, if you like, in this deep dive is really to pull out the essential insights from this spiritual masterwork.
It's more than just a story, isn't it?
Exactly. Understanding how it uniquely blends this really profound divine wisdom with a deeply personal, very relatable life story.
Published way back in 1946.
1946, yes.
Yeah.
And it just immediately resonated. It quickly became this sort of timeless inspiration.
A doorway almost.
A unique doorway, absolutely, into self-discovery, higher consciousness, and, the rich mystical traditions of India.
So let's start at the beginning. Before he became this renowned guru bringing Kriya Yoga to the West, what were those early foundational experiences? What really set him on this, extraordinary spiritual path?
Well, it all starts in Bengal, India. He paints such a vivid picture of his childhood home.
How does he describe it?
He calls it a place filled with love, faith, and a touch of mystery. And even as a young boy, Yogananda showed these clear signs of a really intense spiritual inclination.
Like what specifically?
He talks about moments of profound spiritual connection, even visions, and these formative encounters with wandering saints who'd visit his family.
Wow, okay, so not your typical childhood.
Not at all. But what really stands out from those early years, I think, is what he calls his unshakable longing for the divine.
An unshakable longing.
Yes. And it wasn't just passive interest, it was active. Almost adventurous.
Adventurous, how so?
Like a young boy, secretly planning journeys into the Himalayas, actually searching for holy men, searching for the truth of existence.
So this drive was there from the very start.
Absolutely. It's not just a footnote. It's key to understanding the deep spiritual hunger that, drove his entire life.
And that profound longing, that relentless search that eventually led him to arguably the most pivotal encounter of his life.
Meeting his guru.
Exactly. Meeting his guru. Can you tell us about the significance of that moment and the core teachings he received there?
Absolutely. The moment Yogananda met the revered Sri Yukteswar, it was truly transformative. More than just a meeting.
Right.
It marked the beginning of this intense spiritual discipleship.
Under Sri Yukteswar's direct guidance.
Directly. And it was then he was initiated into the sacred science of Kriya Yoga.
Kriya Yoga. Can you elaborate a bit on what that is? It's not just general meditation, is it?
No, not at all. It's quite specific. It's a system of pranayama that's life force control and mental focus.
Okay.
And it's designed to, accelerate spiritual evolution. It works directly with the subtle energy in the spine and brain.
Wow.
He describes it in the book as a powerful meditation technique for awakening the soul.
And Sri Yukteswar's teaching style. How did he guide Yogananda?
Also quite distinctive. It was this blend of gentle wisdom and firm discipline.
A balance.
A careful balance, yes. Always emphasizing integrating spiritual practice with, the responsibilities of everyday life, which was actually quite radical for its time.
That is interesting. So after these years of intense discipline, profound lessons, you might think he'd just continue his work quietly in India.
You might.
But this is where Yogananda's story takes this incredibly bold turn, a really interesting one. His journey to the West.
It's a remarkable pivot, isn't it?
What was driving that? What made him brave such a huge cultural leap?
Well, he arrived in the West in 1920, and his mission was crystal clear from the start.
Which way?
To share the message of Kriya Yoga and the universal essence, really, of India's spiritual heritage, but with a global audience.
That must have been challenging. New culture, new language?
Oh, absolutely. She certainly faced challenges, but his conviction was just unwavering. He believed that the underlying spiritual truths are universal.
Beyond borders.
Exactly. He passionately taught that the same divine presence lives in all of us, beyond the boundaries of religion or nationality.
That's a powerful message, especially then.
Very much so. Quite revolutionary, bringing Eastern mysticism to a Western audience that was, perhaps, hungry for deeper meaning.
And he didn't just teach. He established something lasting.
That's right. He went on to found the Self-Realization Fellowship in California, creating a structured path for these ancient teachings to be understood and practiced in a modern context.
And within this deeply personal story, the book also dives into some truly fascinating encounters. And well, what it calls extraordinary events. He met some incredible people, but then there were these other stories.
Yeah.
They really capture the imagination, don't they?
They certainly do. I mean, within the pages, you read about his interactions with figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore, and how those connections impacted his own understanding of spiritual action in the world.
Right.
But then the narrative just opens up to these almost unbelievable, extraordinary events. You hear about saints who reportedly never ate, just subsisted purely on cosmic energy, according to the book, yes. Or yogis who could apparently manifest in two places at once.
By location.
Exactly. And visions of divine masters guiding him through tough times. It does sound almost like fantasy sometimes.
Which naturally raises a big question for anyone reading it.
It does. An important question for you, the listener. Do you choose to see these as literal miracles, or perhaps more as symbolic truths?
Right. How do you interpret that?
But regardless of your interpretation, the deeper message Yogananda seems to be conveying is that human potential is boundless when the soul is aligned with the divine.
So the stories illustrate a potential beyond the ordinary.
Precisely. A reality far beyond our everyday perception.
Okay, so beyond these incredible personal stories, the mystical encounters. What's the enduring wisdom the book offers? It's often called a spiritual manual. How does it actually function that way for the reader?
That's a great question, because Autobiography of a Yogi really is much more than just a chronological life story.
It feels different.
It functions as a spiritual manual by speaking directly to fundamental concepts. Things like the practice of meditation, the true nature of the soul.
The big questions.
The big questions. And this eternal truth that our real identity goes far beyond the body and mind.
And what makes his approach unique in conveying that?
I think it's how he blends profound mysticism with sincere, often humble storytelling. He makes these deep, sometimes abstract spiritual ideas feel accessible, relatable.
Not through academic jargon, but through his own life.
Exactly. Through his own journey, his own experiences. Readers often come for the fascinating tales, The
miracles, the meetings.
Right. But they often leave with something much more profound. Insight, peace, and inspiration. It becomes a direct invitation to explore your own inner landscape.
It's amazing to think, nearly 80 years after it first came out, Autobiography of a Yogi is still enlightening and uplifting readers all over the globe. It's truly lived up to its legacy.
It really has. Its timeless message about human potential, that universal search for truth. It just continues to resonate across generations, cultures. It feels as relevant today as it did back in 1946.
So whether you're drawn to the mystical accounts, or maybe you're seeking practical tools for inner peace, or perhaps you're simply exploring a story filled with profound wisdom, this book really offers a unique invitation.
It does.
It's like a gentle nudge to, pause, to look inward, and maybe discover the divine spark within yourself.
And that leaves us with a thought to consider. If human potential truly is boundless when the soul aligns with the divine,
yes,
what then is the ultimate ceiling for human achievement, for inner peace? And maybe more importantly, what simple step might you take today, right now, to explore that potential within yourself?